Okay, fine. So some quantity have been taken from the top. Level only one over there. So this line is gone. And when you open all the container, you see the same trend. So it means that it was cleverly done by the criminals behind these whole activities. So we just wanted you to have information about this. Yes. For security reasons, I'll prefer we keep that for now, because as I told you, we haven't gotten the suspect yet. And the more we talk, it means that we are blowing our own cover to make the investigation difficult.
From the interaction from some of the security personnel on the ground, there were attempts by these operatives at these respective companies to pay them off and have them look the other way with respect to what they were doing. I'm sure that came to your attention as well. And how did you go about this operation, because you've nabbed these individuals already?
This is a criminal gang or network. And I will even characterize them as an organized crime, organized criminals. And most often, they always want to pay their way through. Yes, of course, I also got that intel. They couldn't approach me personally, but some of them tried talking to some of the security personnel who followed me to these various crime scenes. And I picked that intel. But of course, that wouldn't work. That's why we decided to involve even the media, so that it also be another check for whatever that is happening. Thank you.
So far, do we know the number of people that are involved, Ghanaians and also Chinese and Indians, the number of people involved in campaigns?
As at yesterday, the earlier part, we had picked 10 Chinese and then 2 Ghanaians. But we have picked additional 2 Ghanaians, making the total 14, and they're all in custody. We have just picked some 4 people in Tema, but I am yet to interact with them, so I am not in a position to give you more facts on that one. They are Ghanaians. They are all Ghanaians. No Indians.
No
Indians. No Indians yet. Yes. Yes, Ghanaians. Yes, Chinese and Ghanaians.
Chinese and
we are not able to tell the containers. All I can say that we have retrieved some quantity of the cables, but I can't quantify it in the form of containers. Yes, so far it is cables. Yes, we have picked intel about some transformers elsewhere, but I am yet to move on that one. And so at appropriate time, we'll keep you updated. Thank you.
Contrary to the 2,500 figure that was given when we got to the port, 1,300 containers and over could not be accounted for, which means they were missing. Let me put on record that these things have been happening since 2019. And as you can see for yourself, based on where we went, it's a syndicate that has been operating for some years now. As minister, I've taken a decision to break this syndicate. We would chase everybody, pursue every organization that has been operating this cartel. Clearly, as you can see, these are ECG cables. They are meant to be used by ECG. But they end up in these factories, and then they melt them in their smelter and produce aluminum rods. That is criminal. I've realized that some misguided element wants to play the NDC NPP politics. Let me assure them that is not going to work. As minister, I've sworn an oath, and it's my duty to ensure that the right thing is done. We would pursue them and ensure that the perpetrators are brought to book. We will do everything we can to trace these containers, because they have serial numbers, they have manifest. And let me thank the port authorities and the Director General of the Ghana Ports for cooperating with us and providing us with information. And also to thank the general public. They have been providing the security agencies with information that has led to the arrest of these people. Where we are here, as you can see from behind, a lot of ECG cables stuck in this warehouse, and they've all bolted. Indians and Chinese people They've run away. So far, some people have been arrested, and we would ensure that the law takes its course. Why we have this problem is because if you look at the records, and I have the report here, in 2014, ECG's planned procurement was 1.397 billion. By the end of the year, they procured 8.2 billion. And so they engaged in frivolous over expenditure, procured items that they did not have money to clear, and that is what has brought us this far. The same with 2023. Their planned procurement was less than 1 billion. They ended up procuring 8.3 billion. That is more than 7.3 billion over and above what was approved for them. So if you look at the records, in 2022, they procured 1.3 billion. In 2023, they procured 8.3 billion. In 2024, they procured 8.2 billion. Way above what was approved for them. More than 700%. And so let me make it clear. Those who think that they can engage in political football, those who think they can use this to try and equalize, it will not work. Since 2019, this crime is being perpetrated on the state. The then government slept on it. This government will not allow this to continue. And as minister, I would ensure that we curtail this, we follow and apprehend those responsible, and retrieve the containers. In simple terms, I want my containers. Simple as that. And wherever the containers are, we'll trace them. And those we've apprehended, we'll not just prosecute them, we'll go to court and seek an order to sell those assets there to defray the cost so that we'll use that money to invest in the grid system and to make power delivery available and reliable. Whoever superintended over this mess would be held liable. The management then and the head of ECG, he has to provide a justification for why he would procure 8 billion when he was supposed to procure 1.3 billion. Because if they had stuck to their procurement plan, we won't have this problem. And let me make it clear, those who are claiming that the containers were stolen when we came to office, that is false. As you can see here, they are confessing that they started buying these things and these cables right from 2019. So the attempt to usually play the political football will not wash. Whoever is responsible would apprehend that person. And to those criminals, you can engage in your social media shenanigans. You can engage in social media gimmicks and try to play NDC, NPP politics. The law is no respecter of political party, and we will come after you. We will get you, we will prosecute you, and deal with you. And when we are doing that, let no one come to say that we are engaged in witch hunting. Some evidence which will be used in the court of law. The other thing will be what happens. The state has every right to confiscate even that whole factory through due process, depending on what happens. So let me assure you, it won't just be confiscating the items. They will face the full rigor of the law. We would use legitimate and legal processes to retrieve the items and retrieve the monetary value. And the factories themselves, government will take a decision on that. Thank you.
Could you please give us the name of these factories?
No, well, they will get them for.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe,
and click on the bell for more updates.